We're live.
All right.
We're live.
We are live.
Hi.
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 Hi, everyone.
We're live. Let me make a couple adjustments here.
Yeah.
There we
There you go. Do you want to see the comments, though?
Yeah, I do. I'll move that in a second here.
Okay.
All right. And there we go. All right. Hi. Happy solstice, everybody. I'm ScottKeever.
And I'm Natalie Nowitzki.
And welcome to my solo show. And Natalie is here to join me. We're going to do a little bit of a hangout the first 10 minutes, like before the show actually starts. And how are you doing?
I'm warm.
You're warm?
Yeah. So we turned off all the fans and the AC in our house so that, the sound would be nice and clear for the show. And even though we had the AC running all day, I'm already feeling it. But, I've got a thyroid condition, so yay. It's great.
That's why we don't go out anywhere during COVID, is because of her thyroid condition. So, it's true.
If you haven't seen us.
Yeah, that's
my
why.
fault.
That's if you haven't seen us at all, well, it's probably because we haven't seen you either, because you haven't been out either, probably for the same reasons as COVID. But we're definitely not going out anywhere anytime soon. So I'm a little edgy today. I don't know why, if it's been kind of a rough week, but for me,
Here, do you need some scotch?
Oh yeah, just a little bit more. Thank you.
We have to get ready for the ScottKeever drinking game.
Yes. For those of you who are not aware, I'm a guitarist, but I play a variety of different guitars and sometimes different instruments. So every time I switch an instrument, you can take a drink. So that's the ScottKeever drinking game, apparently. Mm-hmm. I stole that from the Loja Russo drinking game, and I'm sure she stole it from somebody else. So it's
all in the family.
It's all in the family, yes.
Yeah. To be clear, so even though I'm drinking out of a Moscow Mule cup, this is actually water. I'm waiting to have my Moscow Mule later. And it's not going to be a Moscow Mule. It'll be a Kievan, which is the Ukrainian version that I made up, which just means horse from Kiev.
Yeah, so there you go.
There you go.
We're that type of household.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we're multicultural, and I'm excited because at the end of the show, Natalie's going to join me for a couple songs, not in English, and one which we've done before with our Balkan band OBI, but one that we haven't played together before. I'll give a little hint. It is Ukrainian. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Hence the Kievan Clinic.
Yes, and she'll explain more of that at the when she comes back to do some more of that stuff. I want to thank a few folks. I want to thank KBEM for interviewing me, and thank you directly to Emily Reese for giving me an interview and putting that on the air yesterday. 88.5 FM, which does a lot of the jazz. It has a lot of jazz and related types of styles of music. Every Saturday morning they do 3 hours of bluegrass. If you're not familiar with them here in the cities, they are probably one of the best public radio stations in the cities, in the nation, honestly.
And they're good people.
Yeah, and they're not affiliated with.
They're awesome.
Yeah, and they're not affiliated with NPR or anything. They have their own public radio station. So, and if you haven't donated to them and you do listen to them, you should. I would highly encourage you to donate to them when you can. Speaking of donations, I want to let you all know that all the proceeds that are going to be coming to me, if you choose to donate, and I'll give you information about how to do that later on, but if you do choose to donate tips, all the proceeds are going to 2 different places. The first place, the first place is the Schooner Tavern, which is... Can you talk a little bit about the
Schooner? So the Schooner is a special place to us. It's a family place. And I don't mean by, family as in it's for families. It's not. It's a bar. But it's in my family. So my uncle's fiance owns it. And during the riots that happened after George Floyd's murder, they experienced quite a bit of damage, some fire, water damage, looting, all of that, including the 20 residents that lived upstairs, who were, low-income residents. They got displaced and rescued from the fire thanks to the owner, thanks to Wendy. But it's a lot of businesses in that area in Longfellow really experienced a lot of damage. And so we, since Scott and I play in OBI and we have a monthly series there at the schooner, or at least we did before COVID hit, we've grown extra close to them. So we wanted to help contribute to their relief fund.
They've also been really big with the Slavic community, with the bands that come out of that community, Slovchek, Ukrainian Village Band, OBI. So, and they've kind of gotten a following. On top of that, a lot of the older hipster crowd are coming through there, like Curtis A, and a lot of the acts that came through 7th Street Entry back in the late '80s. They're playing at the schooner now, and a
lot of the old school West Bankers too.
Yeah,
Blues and all those guys.
Even the man himself who used to book for First Ave,
Steve McClellan.
Steve McClellan works there on occasion. So so we have a lot of big feelings towards the schooner. So part of the proceeds will be going to support them. There's actually a fund that I'll have Natalie post about, and then there's also another fund that I am proceeds are going to be going to, which is the Minnesota Black Chamber Black Business Support Fund. Because for all the black businesses that also got hit during the riots, which is insane in a lot of ways, is kind of an indiscriminate sort of rioting that happened in the midst of a tragedy that really hit all of us, but especially the black community here. So I'm giving, so it's going to go half and half to the schooner and then half to the Minnesota Black Chamber Black Business Support Fund to support black businesses, which leads me to saying a thing that I haven't said on social media, which I don't plan to, because I don't think posting any sort of opinion on social media would do me any good and takes away from a lot of the stuff that's been going on the last few weeks. But I'll just say it right here: Black Lives Matter. They do. I'm not going to say all lives matter, because right now that's not the case. Because if all lives mattered, then we wouldn't be having all of this going on. We wouldn't be having to talk about Black lives.
Right. We wouldn't need to have a separate movement or anything.
Right. We wouldn't have to have that. So I can't say all lives matter. Black lives matter, and they do. And I think that's really something that needs to be pointed out. And there was a post written by Jeff Tweedy, who is for those of you who don't know, he's a songwriter. He used to be in a band called Uncle Tupelo. Now he's the head writer for Wilco. He wrote a post that I completely agree with, and I'm going to read it pretty much whole verbatim, and I'm just going to read it as if it's words that I wish I'd come up with. It starts out, the modern music industry is built almost entirely on black art. I'm going to do a side check. Yes, this is true. If you are a historian of music, of American music, all of it, bluegrass, country, R&B, blues, jazz, all of that is based on an African American experience. All of that comes from that community. All of it. The trap set, if you like something that has a backbeat to it, you can thank the black community, because the trap set started in the 1920s in New Orleans. You look it up, it's there. That's the history. And so as a historian, I stand on the shoulders of giants. The stuff that I work on, the music I do, is all based on black music, on the black community, on that whole ethos. Even the electronic music that I work in is based on house music, which started in the gay community by black DJs. So I have so this first sentence that he says, I completely agree with, so I'll say it again. The modern music industry is built almost entirely on black art. The wealth that rightfully belonged to black artists was stolen outright, and to this day continues to grow outside their communities. No one artist could come close to paying the debt we owe to the black originators of our modern music and their children and grandchildren. As an individual, I have recognized the unfairness of the life I live in relation to the deprivation of people whose work mine is but a shadow of. I've tried to compensate for those inequities in both my public and private life. It hasn't been enough. I've often thought that there should be an industry-wide plan to address this enormous injustice, considering that our business prides itself, right, my cat even agrees, that our business prides itself on its progressive ideals and commitments to social justice, I've waited thinking we would eventually put some type of sustaining tithing in place, some initiative that would allow us to direct a portion of our revenue to the communities that have been deprived of it. I've resisted being the one, I have too, the one to initiate such a plan for reasons I find unpersuasive now. I feel it's important to pledge my personal commitment to paying this debt and to publicly ask every one of my peers to work toward doing the same. He goes on to ask BMI, ASCAP, all the music publishers to start looking at tithing, creating a tithe for the Black community. He's also going to direct a percentage of his own writing royalties for the Black community. And I will be doing the same thing from here on out. For all of my performances, I'll be giving a donation to an organization that provides to the Black community locally. I want to give a special shout out to my friend Scott Harold, who teaches within the community, specifically to a high school for recording arts, which has a satellite school here in St. Paul, and teaches a lot of African American kids about the music industry, about the business of the music industry, and actually gets them ready for the real world. So that's one organization that's providing that support system.
Education is really
education is really big for me as a teacher, So that's my soapbox. Thank you for listening. I thought it was really important. I'm kind of going into my performance time a little bit with this, but I think it's just really, it's vital to be talking about this. So.
Yeah. For those who joined us a little bit later, Scott was just reading a little bit from a letter that Jeff Tweedy from Wilco had written, and that really resonated a lot with Scott and me. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I might as well just get started here.
All right. I'll leave you be. Have a great show.
Thanks. All right. I got to move a few things. We're going to move a few things. Get yourself a drink while I move around, and I'll be right back. Adjustment here. I forgot to tell our neighbors that we're doing a show, so we might hear a little bit of sound.
I'll let them know.
Yeah. Forgot to tell our cat we're doing a show. Hey, Circo, we're doing a show. Yeah, of course.
Poor thing with the warm-ups and everything today.
Yeah. Apparently we've been finding out recently that our cat does not like vocal warm-ups that Natalie does, especially when she does them in the Bulgarian style, and it's very strident, and yeah, he's not a fan. Ears pulled back and like scrouching coming in after she's done, and testing. All right, we'll start here. you. All right, and for those who are new and just got here, my name is Scott Keever. I'm a solo guitarist. I'm here in Minneapolis, and I play a variety of original material, and nowadays I'm playing some requests too. That was a piece of mine called Zvaha, which is not out yet, but I'm hoping to record it soon. It's influenced by a Charles DeLint novel. Charles DeLint is I believe a urban fantasy author from Canada. I might be wrong. If somebody else can correct me on that, please do. So, and now we're going to play the ScottKeever drinking game, which is if I switch an instrument, you get to drink. We start early, so I'm switching to a new instrument. So go ahead and drink. And I'm switching to the classical. So as I said, I've been doing online concerts for the last few months since COVID started, really. And last couple months I've been doing requests. And somebody shouted out, I think it was last month or the month before, somebody shouted out Django Reinhardt. I think it was my friend Pete. So I took that as a challenge. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do some Django Reinhardt. Well, what could I do? What's a really well-known Django Reinhardt tune? And I've always wanted to do Sweet Georgia Brown for like years, so decades even. So I decided to learn a finger-picking version of Sweet Georgia Brown. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Hope you enjoy it. There we go. Thank you. All right. And so that was just Classical Gas for those of you who don't recognize that, or for those of you who do and we're going like, what's that song? I know that song. What is that song? So I've been working on that one for a while. And right before that was Sweet Georgia Brown. It's my first public attempt at it, and I'm still working on it. So thank you for your patience with that. How y'all doing? How's the conversation going in the background there?
Well, there was a nice little compliment here from Garth Morissette saying, who needs Chris Thelian live from here when we have live from Scott?
Oh, you know what? And that hits me right where I live.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. But also, like, I'm very sad about live from here is no more. That really is a bummer. I mean, I kind of understand with things being pulled back. You know, it's kind of hard for other businesses, including national shows, to kind of keep going. So hopefully it's not the last that we hear from that group. So
by the way, Classical Gas is my Uncle Alex's favorite.
yay! Awesome. That's fantastic. So as I was saying before about tips, here's the information that you can, here, I'll put it over here. For tips, if you're doing PayPal, you can do paypal.me/Keever Guitar, or Venmo. I'm at ScottKeever, capital S, capital K. And as I mentioned before, proceeds are going both to the Schooner Tavern Relief Fund and also to the, I'm really bad with the name of this one.
It's the Minnesota Black Chamber of Commerce.
Minnesota Black Chamber of Commerce Relief Fund as well, to help pay for, to help with the black businesses that got damaged during the riots. So, and same with the Schooner as well. Again, I'm going to go back to, let's see, what am I doing next here? Oh, hey, I'm going to do an original tune. I'm switching instruments. Drink! By the way, for those of you who cannot have an alcoholic beverage, this means you can drink more tea, or you can drink another sip of your pop or whatever. So, and I'll choose this one. This is my shiny resophonic guitar. So switched from the Thompson to the classical to now the shiny Amistar. So, and it's shiny. We got the windows open and there's sun shining right off of this thing right there. Ooh, yeah, there's a glint right there. Oof, yeah, right. Awesome. As I was mentioning in my interview with KBEM, Emily Reese was asking me, so are you having any issues creating music in the course of COVID and all the riots? I'm like, no, I just keep going. I'm like, the switch has been turned on and it hasn't turned off. In fact, I'm recording and I'm writing a lot more than I think I did even before COVID. So some of it related to what we're going through. A lot of it not. A lot of it is just like, I think I'm processing everything that's been going on over the last few weeks just through writing music, and I think we're all having to process all of what we're doing, what's been going on through what we're doing, whether it's through work or through art. This is a piece I wrote, and I played it for Natalie, and I said, "What should I call it?" And she said, "You should give it some time." I'm like, give it some time. It's a great title for this one, since it's in 7 and it's kind of odd. And so I'm gonna call this one "Give It Some Time." So thanks, Natalie, for the for the title idea. Here we go. Thank you. And I'm going to stay on the Amistar. Don't worry. Although I'm going to change tuning, so if you want to drink now, you might as well, because it's almost like I'm playing another instrument anyway. So switch us to another tuning. I'm going to play an Elizabeth Cotten tune. And for those of you who don't know who that is, Elizabeth Cotten was... she was a folk artist, blues artist, known for an unusual style of playing where she played actually upside down. She played left-handed but with a right-handed guitar. So the way that she played with her right hand was she'd do the bass notes with her fingers and then the melody with her thumb, which is kind of the opposite of what you do. Really unusual figure in that she did a lot of work in the 20s and 30s, and then she dropped out for about 40 years and didn't come back to play until like the late 60s. And I've seen her play this song, which is she called it Spanish Flandang. It's known as Spanish Fandango in the folk circles, and it's usually played in 4/4. But the way that she did it is as a waltz, and she played it kind of an unusual tuning for it too. So this is my variation on Spanish Flandang. Oh, okay. Yeah, you like that? Cool. Awesome. Great. So that was Elizabeth Cotton's Spanish Flang Dang. My cat kind of liked that one. Didn't you? Yeah, he totally dug that one. Next, I'm going to bring up the classical drink. This is your time. I'm going to switch. Do I need to turn the microphone up, do you think?
No, the music is fine, but just you're kind of talking.
I'm talking too loud. I'm talking too soft. It's an ASMR video. It's ScottKeever's ASMR solo guitar. Just kidding. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll talk louder. So the next one I'm going to play is actually a piece that I had to learn to audition for the University of Minnesota guitar program. And I want to give a shout out to Wade Oden, who taught this to me. It's Paganini's, it's an excerpt from Paganini's Sonata number 26. My cat pretty much really digs what I'm about to do right now. And I play it a lot at the house, and I'll play it for, weddings and that sort of thing, but I rarely ever play it for like my shows. And we're gonna see if my cat sings along with this or not. So here we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Here we go. So the last one was, I just kind of went from one piece of music to the other. That last one was a piece I wrote called Gota Stadosio, which is off of my solo guitar album, Volume 1, which you can find online. You can actually find it as a download through Bandcamp. I believe my lovely wife, Natalie, is just posted a place to find that. Also, you can find it on Spotify as well. So, drink, because I'm going to switch instruments. But before I do that, I'll bring this back up again. If you choose to give tips, these are the places you can give them to. PayPal.me/Keever Guitar, or at Venmo, ScottKeever, capital S, capital K. All proceeds are being split two ways. They're going to the Schooner Tavern Relief Fund to help pay for the damages from the riots there, and also to the Minnesota Black Commerce Relief Fund for Black businesses. So give if you can. If you can't, just enjoy the music and drink while I go get another guitar here. Yeah, got plenty of time. So here's the part where I take requests for whether it's going to be Fleetwood Mac or Led Zeppelin. However, you guys don't get a choice this time. It's going to be Zeppelin. It's called Black Mountain Side, or my version of it. Thank you. I just went right into a song that I wrote called "A Cynic Tells Love Stories." It's actually a theme song for a show that was created by Catherine Glover for a Fringe Festival show. I think back in 2007. So yeah, I'm gonna do one more song. Yes, I am. My cat is being way more vocal than usual. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my cat, Circo. I'll introduce him to you. Yes, he is. You just want to be... He's a little feisty today. Mwah, aren't you? This is Circo. For those of you out there who are Ukrainian, you already know, you're already laughing at the name. So I'll explain it to the rest of y'all. Circo is the name you'd give to a Ukrainian dog. It's basically like calling your cat Spot or Rover, essentially. So, yeah, this is our cat Rover, and he's acting like a dog right now. Hey, woof, woof, woof. Mwah. He's very cute. So, say hi, Circo. Say hi, Mwah. All right. He wanted the attention. Got to give it to him. All right. So the last song before I bring Natalie back up. Is Jenny Young out there in the audience?
I don't think so.
I don't think she's out there in the audience. She's been really good about coming to my shows. So, anyways, so there's a awesome performer director out there named Jenny Young. Does a lot of Fringe Festival shows. Has been doing them for like the last 20 years, off and on. And she did this one dance number that was called Crayola's Revenge, where she basically came out with a skirt of a different color, primary color from the rainbow, and would dance for about a minute. And she commissioned me to write a minute worth of music for each color. And I've been working on a new album, and I found these songs that I wrote for her. I wrote these tunes, and I started to expand on them. So I'm going to do one of them for you. This one's called Yellow. It's a very happy color, yellow. Yellow can be bright and bouncy and obnoxious. And way up there in the neck. And this is yellow. Cool. All right, everybody. Yeah, you like that one too? All right, so I'm going to move things over a bit so I can bring in my lovely wife, Natalie Nowitsky, to join me on a couple songs. So, yay, everybody applaud. Everybody drink. Get another drink. Give us about 2 seconds here while I move things over. Yeah! Yeah! Right? Our cat's so enthusiastic. Yes, you are.
So excited.
You want to come in too? Here we go.
Here we go. Yeah, he's got my space, but that's okay. That's typical.
Right?
That's just what he does.
Right? There, I'll just move over a little bit here. Oh, no, you need to go this way. There we go. All right, and
I don't know. I might be freaking people out
why?
because I'm wearing a bass.
Oh my gosh, she's wearing a bass. You can come over a little bit.
There it is.
There it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did I mention that my wife plays bass? She plays bass.
That's really
and
fun.
this is a fretless. It sounds so. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really awesome. Cool.
It's a good time.
So.
Should I tell them about this song?
Yeah, tell them about this song while I get my thing.
Yeah.
prepared here.
So this is a song that I've known and I've played before with Ukrainian Village Band, and it's one that I grew up with. But Scott and I just started playing it together for fun. It's called Чарівна Marichka or Marichka, and it's a story. It's in Ukrainian, which is my heritage. It's basically told from the perspective of a young man. I'm assuming it's a young man. Maybe it's an old man. I don't know. Perspective of a man who is just so incredibly infatuated and in love with this girl named Marichka. And so he's describing kind of, where she lives by the river, and is describing like just sort of like the feelings that he has when he sees her, looking and just being out in the world and everything. And his friends are telling him, go jump in the water, cool it off, dude, that kind of thing. So it's very much it's a kind of a sultry song.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right, sultry. I gotta do this slowly here.
Yeah.
And you gotta remind me of the melody because I totally just play.
Yeah.
Oh, dun, dun. Okay, got it. I got it. All right, I just learned this.
Oh yeah.
Because
Sorry,
we gotta
we're starting. Yeah.
We're starting. So.
Uh-huh.
Here we go.
Mm-hmm. В'ється, наче змійка, неспокійна річка, тулиться близенько до підніжжя гір, а на тому боці там живе Марічка, в хаті, що сховалась у зеленій бір, а на тому боці там живе Марічка, в хаті, що сховалась у зеленій бір. Як із хати вийде, на порозі стане, аж блищить красою широчінь ріки, а як усміхнеться, ще й з-під лоба гляне, хоч скаче у воду, кажуть парубки, а як усміхнеться, ще й з-під лоба гляне, хоч скаче у воду, кажуть парубки. Не питайте, хлопці, чом я одинокий, берегом так пізно, мовчазний ходжу, там на тому боці загубив я спокій, хоч скаче у води, кажуть парубки, там на тому боці загубив я спокій, туди дороги я не находжу. Та нехай сміється неспокійна річка, все одно на той бік я путі знайду. Чуєш чи не чуєш, чарівна Марічка, хоч скачи у воду, кажуть паруки. Чуєш чи не чуєш, чарівна Марічко, я до твого серця кладку покладу.
All right.
Yeah.
There we go.
I don't know if you want to. You're probably gonna have to drink twice because we're both changing instruments.
Both changing instruments.
I mean, I guess I'm keeping one instrument and putting one away, and Scott's changing instruments altogether.
So that means you got to drink twice, 3 times,
Yeah.
something like that.
Cheers. It's water with lemon. Don't worry. So this last one that we're going to do for you is something that if you are a fan of OBIs, you have probably heard a good deal. And for those of you who don't know who OBI is, that's Orkestar Bez Ime, which is the band that Scott and I are in together. It's actually how we met. Cute. Well, actually, we kind of sort of met.
It's really how we. It's really how we met, though. Yeah.
It's complicated.
Complicated.
Anyway, so this is from Romania, and our shorthand for it is Romanian lullaby, but it's called Joc de Leganat, and it's actually a really sad lullaby. The mom is singing to this infant about just this really unbearable longing, and basically telling the kid that life really sucks, and you just need to know this. But it's so beautiful. It's such a gorgeous song, and like the way that it's poetic.
It's a little like 2020.
It is. It is exactly like 2020.
I hadn't even thought
This
about
is a
that.
lullaby for 2020. This sucks, but it's pretty. I don't know that it's pretty.
You're
Well,
pretty.
oh, thank you. It's so sweet.
That's how you keep a marriage. All right, baby.
Mama gün moleganat, Mama gün moleganat, nu mai de dormio cântat, nu mai de dormio cântat, mio cântate dor și-o plâns, mio cântate dor și-o plâns, dorul de mine s-o prins, dorul de mine s-o prins, de când dorul la inima, de când dorul la inima, nu mai am nicio hodină, nici la prânz și nici la cină. Now I need to drink.
Happy solstice, everybody.
Nice to see you all.
Nice to see you all. Thanks for coming. Oh, and also, if you liked what you heard, here's the information for tips. It's paypal.me/Keever Guitar, or at Venmo, it's my name, ScottKeever, capital S, capital K. As I said at the very beginning, the proceeds are going to both the relief fund for the Schooner Tavern, which is a place that OBI has performed quite a bit, and also to the Minnesota Black Commerce for Black businesses, the relief fund for them as well. So, and you want to add anything else?
Do you want to say anything about next month?
Oh yes, thank you for the reminder. So next month I have something special planned for y'all. It's July. And July is kind of electric, so I decided to go electric. So next month, I'm going to go electric. So no acoustic, maybe one acoustic instrument, but it'll be plugged in. And I'll be breaking out the electric guitars and maybe a lap steel and maybe a few other things. So that'll be kind of fun. And Natalie will be joining me as well for a couple electric things. I might be standing up. Who knows? I haven't quite figured out the logistics of this. It's way easier to do acoustic instruments in this sort of, situation, but this way we might have to push the table way back and move some pieces of furniture and
start the disco lights going.
Really scare our cat.
Yeah.
Never mind the Bulgarian vocal practicing. He's just going to be scared.
Just a warm up.
Yeah, that's just a warm up. I'll be turning everything up to 10. So, although I might just be going directly to our little interface there, so it might just be all silent for us out here and be blazing on the other side there for you guys. So we'll see what happens. So anyways, but thanks again for coming by today. Have an awesome rest of the month, and I'll see you guys next month. I am still taking requests. I am going to do a few requests for August, acoustic requests. Although if you have an electric one, I might be open to it.
Tell them now.
You better tell me now. So otherwise, I'll see you guys later.
Cheers.
Cheers. Take care. And now I get to hit that end stream